You are not named in this suit. You are not legally responsible for anything as far as I know.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, like, this is just a conversation you can have with Stefon and y'all can talk about it. But you trying to play buffer between my alleged, attacker and me, like, no.
Right. Yeah.
Like, this is escalated to a different level now.
Rodney, it has been so long since we've been on the show, but we weren't able to talk about the Stefon Diggs situation, but there's been new developments. Cardi B has come out and defended Stefon as well as herself. We know that Stefon right now is facing felony strangulation or suffocation charges with a misdemeanor assault and battery. Before we get into what Cardi B had to say on social media, she went on quite a rant yesterday on Twitter Spaces or X Spaces or whatever you want to call it. What were your initial thoughts on the charges with Stefon, and then kind of like all the things that I feel like the two of them have been dealing with over the last couple of months?
Well, I'm always going to say that, first off, everybody is always innocent until proven guilty, right? So I can't put too much stock into the accusation until I see some proof and evidence of what actually took place. But usually where there is smoke, there is fire. And Stefon Diggs has had a really interesting life in general, but especially since he's been in the NFL, like, there's just these stories that you hear about him, and living in LA, you hear whispers of things going on. You would hope that somebody who has worked so hard, because he's elite at his craft, but you would think that somebody who worked so hard to improve their life and to be in a position to be in the NFL would just live like just a cleaner existence. Just don't want any of the frills or any of the wild stuff that seems to be going on in his life. I mean, this man has had a lot of children in the last year alone. And so he lives a very, it ain't a life that I want to live. I would want my son to be like him. This guy just has too much going on, man. I don't understand why. I don't understand why. It's kind of frustrating as a black man to see somebody else like just making poor decision after poor decision after poor decision. It's almost infuriating at this point.
Yeah, it is really sad because of how much talent he has on the field. And it seems like he was able to get this kind of redemption arc going to the Patriots. He's their star wide receiver. They look like they're going to have a good run in the playoffs. So it's just, I don't know, it's just odd. And then for Cardi to ultimately choose him, that had me scratching my head. We get on that side of it. I know that was like there was so much discourse around Cardi B's breakup with Offset and then her getting with the star athlete, right? And the women were very excited about that. They was like, okay, girl, I see you. They were doing the things. And I was like, I don't know about this, you guys. But I didn't say nothing because our fans are kind of crazy. I wasn't going to say nothing. I saw how they did Crystal on The Read. That podcast has been around for a long time, very respected. And I was like, I'm not going to say anything because I'm kind of scared. However, now that we've seen more things come out, she was really right. She was right because Cardi ultimately picked somebody like what she just came from, essentially. If that makes sense.
But as human beings, we're cyclical, and we choose patterns, and we have patterns that make us feel comfortable. And if this is an environment and the kind of space that she's most comfortable in, we can't tell her not to continue to choose people like this. These people function in the world, and they deserve a shot at love. If he's making her feel loved right now, have at it. Stefon, his pipe game might be crazy now, because he getting away with a lot. He getting away with a lot. That boy must be everything from the rooter to the tutor. You know what I'm saying?
I haven't heard that in a long time. I haven't heard rooted to the tutor in a long time. That's very country.
Well, let me ask you this: what do you think is the most attractive quality that Stefon Diggs possesses? If you just had to look outside looking at, what do you think it is?
I don't know. I don't really know his personality that much. So I guess it would just be more physical. Just what you see. But I think that once you kind of pull back the layers, you're like, His teammates in Minnesota didn't say, oh, I don't want you dating my daughter or sister for nothing, right? Like, they know something that we don't know. She knew that. Like, obviously, he's dated every single baddie, like rap baddie, IG baddie. He's dated them all. From the OGs like Tay Hecker, like he He been through there.
I mean,
Carisha,
he's a
like,
sniper. He is a sniper.
I don't know. And then the children. So then you add on the children. He's had other lawsuits. We saw his brother alleged, well, it wasn't alleged because I think there's video of that, but his brother beat up an acquaintance of his. And I just want more for my girl Cardi because I just feel like you have the money, you have the resources now to better yourself, right? Get help. Like, go to therapy. Don't keep picking the same men that are kind of embarrassing you and now you on X going off.
All right, let's get into the tweet. Let's get into that part of it, though. Let's talk about her defending him. And
Okay, so she says, not once has that woman said anything to me about being touched, not once. So then she posted a screenshot of a text that she claims is from the chef. It says, I'm so sorry, I can't talk to you. I didn't say that, especially in the way it was written. Please contact my mediator, and she will answer anything you need to know, but only in person and confidently, Lynette. So this is allegedly a screenshot from the chef. Cardi went on to say, mind you, we was talking every single day until she left that house, and she just wrote me this, but I'm going to let the courts handle SHIT. And when it gets handled, I want all you all talking SHIT on your effing knees with apologies, just as loud as the way that y'all have been harassing me over a lie. And I put that on my 2-month-old son in the name of the Lord. That is how confident I am, girl. Don't you ever do that. Don't you ever be that confident in a man, girl. Ever.
why
Because they
gotta be?
will
Why
let
you
you
gotta
down.
be
They'll let you
in a
down.
person? In a person that ain't gender specific, Negro. Yeah, see, that's a terrible statement. Like, if somebody has harmed me and I know you love that person, you're not the person I'm going to go to talk about that with, right? Like, especially with the way Cardi comes across in defense of her men. Like, if you know that I'm not going to you, you know what I'm saying? Like, and people protect
Right.
abusers all the time. And it usually is the closest people to them that always defend their character. No, that person will never do that. I can never see them doing that. So for me to bring you into the conversation, doesn't serve me at all if I'm looking for some level of justice, be it compensation or for you to be, behind bars, whatever that is. You're not the person that I'm going to try to have dialogue with to navigate this experience that I've had. You're not a lawyer. Like, why would I go to you? No, no. Yeah,
That's a
that,
great point because Cardi has been accused of beating people up or having people beat up. Um, so yes, that is a great point, Rodney. Why would she, just in general, why would you go to somebody that is the closest to the person that has harmed you? That's an excellent
yeah.
point.
Just because you talk to her every day doesn't mean she tells you everything, And again, I don't know if he's guilty or innocent, but that defense, as for a reason as to why this is not possible, because I talk to you every day and you never mentioned it before, is not cause enough for me to be like, yep, you know what? You could have just kept that to yourself. I wish more people would shut up when legal matters unfold. You ain't even named in the law. Like, you're not even named in this. So
Yes. This probably isn't making her look the best. It's
no,
not
it
making
ain't.
her look the best. She's I don't want to bring up Nicki, but I just need you not to go down. I just don't want you to go down that path where you're sitting here looking foolish, defending, going off on an alleged victim.
Yeah. Huh?
That did not bode well for Nicki Minaj. So don't do that. Just be quiet. Talk to the girl mediator if you want to get through to her. I don't know, but
No, you don't talk to anybody. You're not a part
I'm
of
saying
this.
if they're supposed to be friends and you're saying, "Hey, I don't know, whatever." If it's a positive message that you want to say, "Hey, girl, I didn't know that was going on. I don't know, whatever." If that's what you're trying to do, you were trying to reach out to her for whatever reason, then do that with the mediator. Don't do that on X, is what I'm trying to say. Going
Yeah.
off.
Okay. Yeah. That's fair.
Because you're probably gonna have to eat your words.
I'm just saying you shouldn't feel inclined to reach out to the mediator either, because you are not
Well,
named in this suit. You are not legally responsible for anything, as far as I know.
mm-hmm.
And at this point, like, this is just a conversation you can have with Stefon, and y'all can talk about it. But you're not a part of his legal process, so me talking to you
Yeah.
is for nothing. And you trying to play
Yeah.
buffer between my alleged attacker and me, like, no. Like, this is
Right.
this is
Yeah.
this is escalated to a different level now, and you need to mind your business or at the very least acknowledge that you should not be in contact and communication with me because it puts both parties at risk and jeopardy. Because this could look like in the court of law, this could look like, Cardi having like witness intimidation, there's these things that could happen, and I'm not saying that's what will, but you gotta just, you're not in the Bronx.
No, that makes sense, especially because the text message, I just went back and looked, it says, "I'm so sorry, I can't talk to you." That's what the chef is saying to Cardi. So it appears like Cardi tried to reach out to her and she's saying, "I can't talk to you. You need to talk to my mediator."
How does that look in the
And
court
Cardi
of law?
knows that. She's been in several court proceedings.
Yeah, man. Anyway, on the sports tip, Stefon has had a phenomenal season. This incident got his brother cut from the Cowboys.
That is not.
Oh, my fault.
That is not why Trayvon got cut.
My fault.
Well, at least they're both in the playoffs. Trayvon was picked up by a playoff team in the Packers. So, I guess shout out to them. The Patriots and Mike Vrabel are standing behind Diggs. It seems like his teammates are standing behind him, which I didn't think that they would do anything different. So, yeah, it's just going to be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, Antonio Brown is right there. If you need a point of reference, if you need a point of reference for how certain behaviors start to add up, and then in a couple of years, you like, yeah, Stefon Diggs is an Antonio Brown kind of guy. Like, I didn't know that.
The Christmas post did really blow my mind. That's a lot of children. And you just kept swiping, and it's like another kid. I'm like,
I don't get it. Like, I know it's good, but it ain't that good. It ain't that good.
I don't know.
Hey, man, for whatever reason, we wearing the same size t-shirt today. So I don't know what the hell that's about. And it's the same color. It's a lot. You just don't have the eye problem. My eye is tweaking, but I've enjoyed you. Welcome back to the Fumble. Okay, 2026. Mari and I looking forward to have more conversations, more great discussions. But we want to hear your thoughts. Please let us know your thoughts on Cardi B and Stefon Diggs situation. Do you feel like Cardi was out of pocket for reaching out to his accuser? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section.
And just because it's 2026 doesn't mean that you can't click that link in our bio. I'm just saying, do it, please. We have our newsletter over there, keeping you up to date on all the things happening in sports. Go check it out, please. Thank you.
We need them some Maria hair tips too, because the hair is hairing in 2026.
It's so oily. And I found a gray hair. Another one in the back.
All right, we out of here. Bye.